With melting polar ice caps, depleting natural resources, endangered wildlife, and growing trash deposits, it can become downright scary to look at the health of our environment. It is clear that we need to do something to change our environmental crisis. But how can we, as college-age Americans, begin to fix such a wide and often difficult to see problem? As a freshman at Penn State's Schreyer Honors College, I believe that our hope for our future rests in urban environmentalism. Urban environmentalism is all about designing our life and using our assets efficiently through city living. While many people tend to think that suburbs and rural areas are more environmentally friendly than cities, researchers have found that this is far from reality. According to Washington Post writer Ezra Klein, simply moving from a suburb or a rural area to a city can reduce your carbon emissions by 70%. The main tenets of urban environmentalism include reducing car dependency through the use of mass transit, as well as using land more efficiently through the use of mixed zoning and condensed development. But besides these main objectives, we can also join the urban environmentalism movement by inhabiting micro-apartments, by buying fresh local produce, and by aiding in the transformation of vacant lots. Micro-living is based on the environmental principle of efficient land use, as well as the economic principle of cheaper rent. According to the Benningfields Group report for the Energy Foundation in 2009, the new average U.S. apartment size was 1,000 square feet. In contrast, micro-apartments range from 375 to 160 square feet. In a climate of high rent and interest-building student loans, newly graduated students no longer have to look for their first real-world roommate on Craigslist. Because urban environmentalism allows us to have greater flexibility and economic freedom like never before. We have the opportunity to live in a stylish apartment like this, or this, designed by Panoramic Studios, California design firm, or this mod apartment in the Netherlands, all for a fraction of the cost of a traditional apartment. Micro-living is designed for living, based around a person's daily activities, such as awake and bathe, cook and eat, and rest and relax. As you can see, micro-apartments are designed to have all of the components of a traditional house in a much more efficient space. Now, if the 300 square foot apartment size scares you a little bit, it's important to realize that the regular double college dorm is 140 square feet. Now, micro-living is designed primarily for single living, and so if you're living in a 140 square foot college dorm currently, the space that you occupy in your dorm would essentially quadruple living in a micro apartment. If you loved living in college, you would also love living in a micro apartment complex, as these complexes are primarily marketed towards young, single professionals. Just something to throw in there for all you bachelors and bachelorettes out there, or for anybody who's looking to live in a place and to get to know their neighbors and be able to hang out with people who are around their age. As we look at micro-living, it's important to recognize that people around the world have been living small and smart for years. This image provided by apartment search aid company Retina shows average home sizes in square meters around the world. This image can be our wake-up call, alerting us of our space-driven and consumption lives, but also providing hope that if other countries are able to popularize small living, then so can we. Micro-living will allow people to live, work, and attain basic needs and interact with their community all within a walkable distance, or at least within the distance of public transportation. This not only reduces carbon emissions, but micro-living also reduces energy consumption used for housing, heating, cooling, and electricity. Besides microliving, we have the opportunity to join the urban environmentalism movement through urban agriculture. We can eat environmentally conscious, and we can support urban farms and farmers markets, community-supported agriculture programs, and we can even decide to grow a garden of our own to produce more local food. We also have the power to aid the effort of transforming our city's vacant lots. Repurposing of vacant lots is known to increase property values, reduce crime, and to increase the overall health of our environment and the surrounding community. Moving to a city can provide huge environmental benefits and huge benefits to your economic security and your quality of life. However, if you do not live in a city, there are still many ways that you can reduce your carbon dependency and reduce your consumption. And you can do this by integrating the principles of urban environmentalism wherever you live. I believe that we were born at this time of environmental crisis for a reason. And I believe that our generation is going to be the generation that starts to take an active role in healing our Earth. So in 4 years or in 4 months, when you're looking to look for your own place to live, consider the power that you have to change the status and the health of our Earth. Consider urban environmentalism. Thank you very much for your time, and special thanks to all these sources who made this presentation possible.